How is it going? I hope you're doing just as good as I'm doing today. A little bit of a preface, because I made a bit of a fucky-wucky, and I did not bring my charger, so we have about 5-6% that we're working with. So it might be a bit of a short video. If I cut out at the end of the video, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, and hopefully we fucking make it through it. Physically, god damn, I am feeling myself tonight. I doubled my last snatch PR. I mentioned it last week, but we did get to 245. I even attempted 255 for shits and giggles, and you know, it was kind of close for one, but not there yet. But shit, man, we're fucking moving. We're like on the way up. God damn it! Like, what is this shit? I feel great, and even like going as hard as I did and like trying out all these new weights, I put 275 over my head for the first time, even though I fucked up the set because I walked forward on the first rep on overhead squat. I feel great. Like my CNS is a little burned, but honestly not even that bad. Like I feel like I'm gonna be completely fine within the next hour. So I'm doing great, honestly. Mentally, I'm going to give it a flat 9. The only reason it's not like a 9.25 or something like that is because every time I switch gyms, even if it's for the short period of like the past 3 weeks that I've been going to Crunch in Alabama, I have to get used to the different equipment again, because the bars are different, the weights are different, the bounciness of the bars are a lot different. The bars at 24 Hour Fitness are stiffer, but you know, that's competition level bar. You know, the bars at Crunch are super bouncy, so I think it made it a little bit easier for me to whip underneath it. And the wood mentally does make me feel better when I lift, because you can hear the lift clap back at you. It's kind of nice. It's like its own mental cue. But regardless of that, it all felt great. And again, it is so nice to see a lot of the old homies. Everybody's still here, coming at the same fucking time. You know, it's always nice to have a good reunion with people that you haven't seen in a minute, and especially the ones that just give you that what the fuck am I trying to say? They give you the positivity that is all on their own. You know, they don't have to do anything for you. They don't have to be nice. They don't got to give you support, but they do unequivocally just because they like you. And that raw form of positivity is my fucking favorite. You know, I will always love and cherish my family and all the people that I grew up with. But when you run into just some random person and you just bond over this random thing, god damn it, if they give you that positivity back, it just makes you feel so much better, and it makes you lift better. I will confirm that myself. There's one homie in particular, if Desmond's watching, I doubt he is, but I fucking miss that man. I haven't seen him in like over 2 months, and one of these nights we're going to run into each other, and I'm very excited for it. Just getting into it, I kind of want to just touch base on kind of similar with what I was talking about with getting used to the new equipment again. It's really just giving yourself a better mental state of trusting how your technique is, and like how your experience has allowed that technique to grow. You know, like how much more like how much you can rely on that technique, and like trust it, like it'll support you along the way. It's not all just on you. This involuntary mental set of cues can be there to help you out. So that's, at least for me, that's what kind of makes it a little bit easier to just whip myself under the bar at light speed without a thought for my life. But you know, regardless of that, whenever you have to switch to a new gym or like, you know, go back to some different equipment that you're not used to, I know it's tough, and it's easy to make the excuse that that's the reason why you're performing like shit, or if you feel like shit, whatever. But more than that, the overthinking that comes with blaming your effort on other things other than yourself, it hits hard, and it can actually make your bad habits come out even worse, regardless of the equipment. Today, my example, my fucking my snatch form was just like a singular % worse than it normally is, but that 1% made a difference. And I think I don't think I was as over the bar as I was when I was at Crunch. I don't know if that's because of the equipment, whatever, but it's something that I can fix regardless of the equipment. And work on it on my own. I didn't notice it until after I'd already done it. And I was like, oh, that little bit that I had my shoulders slightly more back than I would normally have them made me pull a little extra hard when I hit 255. And maybe that's why I wasn't able to get underneath it as fast as I wanted to. But regardless, this leaves me open for more progress and more passion to grow next time. I love saying that I get a next time. Not that I'm banking on a next time, but that hopefully I can replicate the same intensity, passion, and love for this kind of thing when I get to come back. Today I fucking killed it. Hopefully I kill it every day. But also, more than that, I always mention this, if you hit the weights that you want to hit, that's a good day. But if you hit the weights that you didn't expect to hit, that's a fan-fucking-tastic day. That's like, you need to be patting yourself on the back if you can overachieve beyond what you thought was possible before you walked into the gym. And more than that, it's not just the weights. Like, if you did better on your form than you thought, if you were quicker, if you were tighter in your core, if you were more confident in general, even if you chose to do a deload in order to make sure that your body could fully recover from whatever work you've been doing this week, it's progress. It's positivity toward your mental and your physical health all together. It's anything you do that helps you physically can correlate to how it helps you mentally. It gives you that better sense of discipline, appreciation, passion, whatever you need in the day, every day, to just keep taking the next step forward, making as many first new steps as possible. So I'm not gonna, it's very important that when you start feeling like you're underperforming or you feel like you're not as confident as you want to be, you need to kind of switch off the logic for a little bit. It may be hard to grasp what I'm trying to say there, but I mean mostly it is really easy to get lost in the thousands of cues that you can come up with when it comes to Olympic lifting, especially. This can pertain to any lift, but especially Olympic lifting. There's so many variables and so many cues and so many necessities, requirements, that it can get really easy to become lost in that endless void of potential reasons why. And, just like your relationships with other people, it is not so important to find blame in these types of things. It is not set up for you to just go and be like, oh, well, you did this, or this is the reason why this happened, or whatever. The why never matters, truly, by the end of it. Of course it has relevance, whatever, that kind of thing. But when all the dust settles and all that's left is you and your mind and you're trying to figure out what to do, what matters is how you stand back up and you get the courage and the passion to take that first step again. It's not just about, because if you're sitting there trying to blame, you're going to be there for a lifetime. It's chronic if you try to live by that kind of a mentality. It will never end. The only reason something negative happened to you is because you allowed it to happen mentally, for the most part. If I went in there, I failed 255, or even more, on the 275, I could sit there and be like, oh man, if I didn't walk forward, I would have had it. Oh, if my core was better. Oh, if this, it doesn't matter. All that matters is I tried, and I put in maximum fucking intensity, I'll tell you what. But by the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because what matters is that the effort was there, and that I'm making progress, slowly but surely. It's not just material, it's not just numerical. To me, mentally, I believe, and I wholeheartedly believe, I am making some form of progression every single day, even if it's not visualized. Even if you can't read it, look at it, put a number on it, I'm making progress. And sometimes making progress can be as little as taking that step forward, So, I don't know. I think my phone is going to fucking die. I'm actually terrified right now, but we're near the 10-minute mark, so I don't really give a shit. I'm almost home, so I think I got as much out as I wanted to get with you guys. So take that shit with a grain of salt, is what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling a bit because I'm worried it's going to cut off randomly. But it's important to appreciate yourself and the experiences that you've gone through and how they will carry over onto your less logical ways of battling obstacles, I guess. It's always that ability to, if you can, something I fully believe is, especially on like any sort of lift, but I guess you could say this for anything, but I think that it is the hardest to put in intensity, passion, form, technique, whatever, when you just have the bar in your hands. And like, I guess you could metaphorically say this about anything. When you have just the most bare bones minimum of what you expected to do, like what you already believe is, there's no question of it being done because you already know it's going to be there because you've done it so many times. That is where it is the easiest to fuck up, in my opinion. I think that once you get to your heavier lifts and you start turning your brain off a little bit and start pumping your heart up and just letting what happens happen, your technique at its best will truly come out. And it's okay if you get to a heavy lift and you think that you have some sort of limitation in your form, especially when you hit heavier lifts, but that just means that that's your best right now, So for me, when I get to those heavy lifts, if I'm making them, god damn, like the form can be perfect. Not saying that that's always going to be the case, but I think more likely than not, when you allow yourself that wiggle room to kind of turn the brain off and just have fun and let yourself just kind of free flow with the weights and just accept that it's okay whatever happens, I'm just going to throw it and just love life regardless afterward. Typically, I feel like you'll see the best form you've ever done. Even on that 255, I could have done slightly better, and I maybe could have made it if I had that little bit of betterment in the form. But as much negatives as I can pull out of it, I can also bring out the positives of, one, maybe this leaves me with more room to crush it next time with even better form. And two, maybe I just got to say that that's the best I got, with a weight that I can't lift. When it comes to that kind of form, that's the best form I have. It's kind of weird because nobody really thinks about the form you have on a failing lift, but I feel like there's more room for me to grow there, because if I can get perfect form on a failed lift, that's progression. And obviously today, my form was not as good as my typical form when I hit that heaviest lift. So I'll work on it. And regardless, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to put that little block in my brain and be like, let's try to work on that a little bit. Take your time. Slowly but surely, we will make progress. That's what matters. Just trusting that you can get yourself there, because you already know you're going to put in the effort. You already know you're going to do your best. So why think about failure at all? Why even have it as a possibility? I never believe, even regardless of all the weights I fail in the gym, there is not one day where I believe I failed. Not one. It's not a single day where I think I took a step back. Because even some steps back that seem like a step back is what you need to make that next step forward. And that even bigger step next forward. But, that's just me. Do what you will with that kind of shit. But I love talking to you guys about it. So spread the positivity. Love the lifts you're doing. And just give yourself a little bit more of appreciation. You're putting in a lot of effort. So pat yourself on the back, because not a lot of people are going to do that for you. So make sure you stand up for yourself a little bit. We got back squats and clean and jerks tomorrow. So hopefully we get some pretty heavy fucking weight on the back squats. I feel like I'm definitely going to put on 4 plates, if not more. So that'll be fun to try out. And regardless of that, you'll see it. I'm always going to be here. I'm going to be doing my shit. As long as I'm breathing and I can move, I'll be doing something. So that's all I got, I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.